Simple interest means by looking at the word only you can understand interest. That means you are going to get a loan. Okay, I'm the person. I'm going to get a loan for 5 lakh. Okay, 500,000. I'm going to get a loan. So uh, at the bank they were informed to me that annually you need to pay 5% of interest. Okay, they will not give you only money, and when we return back the money back to the bank, we need to give the interest as well. We need to pay some amount of interest. Okay, that is called as simple interest. In most occasions, we are dealing with simple interest, but in some cases, we are having compounded interest. We will discuss them later. Now you have to understand the concept of simple interest. 5% of interest means, look at here. So 5% of interest. So if I get 100 rupees of loan, I need to return back 5 rupees interest. Okay, 5 rupees interest. So 5% of 500,000. That is the amount of interest I need to pay for a year, for 1 year. Sometimes in the bank or in the financial company, they will charge the interest in annual payment or sometimes in monthly payment, mostly in monthly payment. Now I'll explain about the annual. Thereafter, let's come to the monthly payment. So annually, if I get 5 lakh loan from a bank, they are charging 5% of annual interest. So what is the amount I need to pay back as an interest? That's what you need to find first. 5% of interest. So from that you need to find what is the amount of interest we need to pay. It is really simple. To find the interest, 5% of your loan money. The amount of money you got as loan, that is 500,000. So 5% of 500,000, that is the amount of money you need to pay as interest for 1 year. Okay. Interest for 1 year. This is what we need to find. So 5% of 500,000. Let's convert the percentage to its corresponding fraction. So 5 upon 100 of means multiplication with 500,000. With 500,000. Then after we can simplify as much as we can. Here we can simplify the 0 digits. Thereafter 5 times of 5,000, it would be 25,000 rupees. 25,000 rupees. This is the interest amount we need to settle back to the bank for 1 year. So we got 25,000 rupees. 25,000 rupees is the interest you need to pay back. Thereafter, not only this 25,000, after getting 5 lakh rupee as your loan amount, if you return back only 25,000, they will not accept it. With the principal amount of loan, the amount of loan you have taken, that is called as principal loan amount or principal amount of loan. With the principal amount of loan with inclusion of 1 year interest, both together only you need to settle. I'll repeat it again. You need to settle back the principal loan amount plus the interest for 1 year. Interest for 1 year. So the amount of money you need to return after 1 year, after end of 1 year. So what is the total amount you need to pay back to the bank? Not only 25,000, not only 5 lakh, both together. 500,000 plus the interest 25,000. Both together it would be 525,000. This is the total amount of money you need to pay back to relieve from the loan amount. So initially think that you as that particular man, a man who has borrowed 15,000 rupees from a bank. That bank is charging 3% of annual interest. So that means 3% annual interest likewise charging a bank. But due to some emergency reason, he forgot about the loan. Somehow he forgot about the loan. For that one, the bank and their agreement will not satisfied by that particular reason. Forgetting. By forgetting, we can forget anything. He forgot about the loan, but somehow he needs to pay the additional interest payment as well. You forgot something. For that, they will not give you any kind of mm, profit to you. So, as a bank, they have some particular restrictions and regulations and agreement. Accordingly, they can charge the interest. So, likewise, what is the amount of interest for 1 year? So, after 2 years, the bank issued a notice to him. So, he forgot for 2 years. Thereafter, bank issued a notice. By looking at that notice, he got that idea that he got a loan earlier. 2 years before, he borrowed a loan from that bank. So, for that, if he remind it, he can settle only 1 year interest. Okay, 1 year interest and return back the money. But because of his forgotten, um, he needs to pay additional 1 year payment. So let's look at the question. What is the amount of interest for 1 year? So 3% for 1 year. 3% of the loan amount, that is the interest for 1 year. Let's find that one. 3% of 15,000 rupees. So 3% means its corresponding fraction would be 3 upon 100 of 15,000. We can simplify. So it will give you just 450. So for 1 year, he needs to pay just 450 rupees as interest. But he forgot about the loan. So additional 1 year is included into it. So for the additional 1 year also, he needs to pay the interest. Since it is a simple interest, for first year, you need to pay 450. There is an additional year. For that year also, you need to pay another additional 400 rupees as interest. So here you need to find interest for 2 years. 2 years interest. Because for 1 year, we got it as 450. Likewise, what would be the interest for 2 years? So you need to multiply 2 times of 450. 2 times of 450. It will give you 900 rupees. So the total interest he needs to return back, that is 900 rupees. But the last question is the amount of money he needs to return back to the bank. He cannot only settle the interest itself. He needs to pay back the borrowed amount of principal loan as well. So both the principal amount 15,000 and the interest for 2 years. Now the loan duration is 2 years. No, for that 2 years, the interest amount is 900 rupees. So both together, he needs to return back 15,900 rupees as the amount to relieve from the loan. That's about the question. So initially, the interest percentage is 4. Likewise, we obtain the loan for 20 loan as 25,000. So 4 upon 100 into 25,000. So this is the amount of interest we need to pay for 1 year. 1 year interest. After simplification, we can get it as 1,000 rupees. 250 times 4, it would be 1,000 rupees. Thereafter, the loan duration is totally 3 years. So 3 years total interest. It would be 3 times of 1,000. You need to show your workings like this. 3 times of 1,000, it would be 3,000 rupees. So initially, as myself, I am depositing 36,000 rupees for 6 months under simple interest of 2.5%. So for 1 month, monthly, okay, this is monthly interest rate, 2.5% of monthly interest rate. So for 1 month, for your deposited amount, you will obtain 2.5% as interest. So 2.5% of 36,000 rupees. That is the amount of interest you are getting for 1 month. This is for 1 month. Let's simplify and get the answer for that one. So 2.5 upon 100 times 36,000. We can simplify like this: 0, 0, 0, 0. When you multiply 360 with 2.5, it would be 720 and 180 is 900 rupees. So for 1 month, you will get 900 rupees as interest. But that is not our question. Question is total interest. To find the total interest, likewise, there are 6 months of 6 times of 900. It would be 5,400 rupees. So finally, after end of 6 months, you are going to withdraw the total amount from the bank. That means initially you have invested 36,000. With that, you have invested. That means the deposited amount. With that, you will receive the additional interest as well. For the 6 month duration, the interest would be 5,400 rupees. So both together, it would be 41,400. That is the total amount received by yourself after end of 6 months from this bank. This question: how long will it take for a person who gave a loan of 10,000 rupees at an annual simple interest rate of 12,000 to receive 4,800 as interest? Okay, think you are that particular person. You gave that loan to your friend under 12 percentage of annual simple interest rate. So first of all, what you need to find is what is the interest for 1 year. How long will it take? So how many years will it take to receive 4,800 rupees as interest only? Okay, interest only. Before that, you need to find the simple interest for 1 year. 1 year. So how to find that? 12 percentage of 10,000. 12 percentage of 10,000. By using this formula, we can find the interest for 1 year. So 12 upon 100 of 10,000 will give you 1,200 rupees. So for 1 year, you are receiving 1,200 rupees as interest. So the question: how long will it take to receive 4,800 as interest? So the total interest you have received from that person is 4,800. So how long will it take? So we know the total interest. Total interest should be divided by the interest for 1 year. We know what is the interest for 1 year. So the total interest 4,800, that is divided by 1,200, that will give you 4 years. After end of 4 years from the initiation of loan, you can get 4,800 rupees as interest from your friend. How long will it take? The question is about the duration. So definitely you need to find the interest for 1 year. Now we know the interest for 1 year as 1,200. So the total interest received by you is 4,800. So how long will it take? 4,800 divided by the singular value. Singular value means 1 year this interest. So total interest divided by 1 year interest, that will give you the duration as 4 years. Okay, in the question, he promised to settle back in 2 years by settling 5,000 rupees. But there is no any task, anything told about the initial loan he was taken. We don't know what is the amount of loan he was taken. Okay, that is the question mark. But after 2 years, he just promised that by settling 5,000, I'll relieve from the loan. That means in that 5,000, the initial loan amount plus 2 years of interest, both included 5,000 rupees. You have to understand that clearly. Both inclusion of loan amount plus interest, 2 years of interest both together equals to 5,000 rupees. But somehow he was able to settle back after 5 years. He breached his promise. So after 5 years, at that time he settled totally 6,500 rupees. Now look at it. So initially he has decided to settle that within 2 years. So principal payment plus the loan plus 2 years of interest. 2 years interest. Both together equals to 5,000 rupees. Now, look at here. Loan plus 5 years of interest because he breached that promise. Now he is settling the loan plus 5 years, total 5 years of interest together as 6,500. So this would be the second equation. But without equation also we can solve. Think that logically. So the additional 1,500 rupees is the interest for 3 years. Additional 1,500 rupees is the interest for the remaining extra 3 years. So when you divide the 1,500 by 3, that is the interest for extra 3 years. When you divide that by 3, you can get the interest for 1 year as 500 rupees. This is the interest for 1 year, 500 rupees. That is 1,500 is the additional interest for the upcoming 3 extra years. So by dividing that, you can find the answer for interest for 1 year as 500 rupees. Then principal loan amount from 5,000 or from 6,500. However, from the 5,000, I will subtract the interest for 2 years. So after end of 2 years, he decided to settle back 5,000 rupees. From this, I'll subtract the interest for 2 years. Interest for 1 year interest is 500. Likewise, for 2 years, the interest would be 1,000. So after subtraction, we can get the interest without interest principal loan amount. It should be 4,000 rupees. 5,000 minus 1,000 is 4,000 rupees. Now let's come to the question number 3. Simple interest rate percentage. To find the rate percentage, the principal loan amount is 4,000. You have to write the corresponding fraction. 4,000 over what is the interest? First you need to write the fraction for interest. 5,000 for 4,000 rupees of loan. For 1 year, interest is 500 rupees. Likewise, you need to find the percentage. When you multiply the relevant fraction by 100, you can obtain the respective percentage. This is the fraction for simple interest. So, when you multiply the fraction with 100, that will give you simple interest rate percentage. How I constructed this fraction? Because for the loan amount only we need to pay the interest. So the principal loan amount is 4,000. Annually we need to pay 500 rupees. So 500 upon 4,000 multiplied with 100, that will give you the percentage. So after simplification, 50 divided by 4, it will give you 12.5 percentage. This would be the simple interest rate percentage received by this company during this period of time for the 4,000 rupees loan.